Alright, bass guitar standard tuning. That's what we're going to cover today, so stick around for that. So if you're new to my channel, I Want to Play Bass, it's your YouTube channel for bass guitar tips, bass guitar lessons, bass guitar gear reviews, and occasional giveaways, which I've got one going on now until October 31st. That'll be the drawing. So subscribe, hit that bell notification, get in the loop. You don't want to miss a beat. And I'm Donald Witt, the bass instructor of the How to Play Bass online course at iwanttoPlayBass.com. Jump over there, subscribe for free, become a member. So bass guitar standard tuning. Today we're going to talk about how to tune a bass guitar. Just to consider a 4-string bass. Don't think about this low B string. Okay, I'll just talk about 4-string bass. That's the standard tunings and stuff like that. So we'll just talk about the 4-string. Now standard tuning. So there's a couple different techniques to use for your tuning. You can use a piano, which is typically the way to go because they stay in tune a lot longer, and electronic pianos definitely stay in tune, and they'll give you the precise tuning that you need. Or you can do and that's kind of relative tuning. All of this is pretty much relative tuning because you have a reference note and you're matching that reference note with your string here, with your bass, and you're going to adjust that till it reaches that same level. Now that's one way. Use a tuning fork. They're always a 440 hertz, and you can just say, give your guitarist, say, listen, give me an A, and then he'll just play an A, and then you just match it up. It's not going to be the same frequency, but you can make the same not identical pitch, but you can have the same pitch but an octave lower. That's what you'll be aiming for. You're not going to match his precise, but you'll get the same pitch, but it'll just be an octave lower. So a bass guitar is tuned, the hertz are a lot less than your standard orchestra tunings, which is A is a 440 hertz, which is mainly your violins and stuff like that are at 440 hertz because the vibration is that much faster, and that's what makes the sound that much higher. So that's what a violin is tuned to, is 440 hertz. And the bass is a lot lower than that. Bass guitars run it usually, the low B string is at 30 hertz, and then E is up about 10 notches each time. You've got E is at 41, A is at 55 hertz, D is actually 73, and G is 98 hertz. So a lot lower. When you're reading music, most bass guitar is considered a transposing instrument because whenever you see the bass clef in sight reading, that's all been transposed down, so you're not reading everything in ledger lines. So it's been transposed. That's why it's a bass clef. So that is, that's kind of just the ballpark of tunings and stuff like that. But your standard tuning, you go to piano and hit that A. It's not going to be the identical A. Basically, what you're going to do is take your A, find another A. Like I said, a tuning fork. Get a tuning fork and use it that way. That's an A. Tune that A to that A. So you've got your A tune. So we want to take the 7th fret of the A string and the 5th fret of the E string, and that's how you're going to tune that E. And then you just listen to it. You hear it wavering. Now that's the standard way I do it is I'll drop it down, just lower. But that's a standard way. Just take it, hit that octave, lower it, and then bring it up to point. Okay, and then do that. If you got a B string, you don't have it. So that you're gonna do the E, A to the E first. Get the E and A in tune, and then you just do the same thing. Move up to the D string, go to the 7th fret and the 5th fret of the A string. Hit an octave, and we're not tuning A, we're tuning D. And go to your just listen till that wavering stops. It's the same note. There should be no dissonance in it. Okay. Same thing with your G. Take the 7th fret, the 5th fret, 7th fret of the G string, 5th fret of the D string. Line those up to where there's no wavering. You don't want to hear any wobbling. That means you're out of tune. So that's your basic tuning, your So that's your bass guitar standard tuning right there. Just do it like that. What I recommend is to get a tuner. That's the first tool in your toolbox. Your signal chain is that tuner. So definitely get a tuner, and you can tune in. What you don't want to be doing that in a gig. You don't want to be asking the guitarist or piano player, keyboard player, give me an A. You don't want to be tuning in the middle of a gig. You're going to go out of tune during your sets, but you don't want to tune like that. You want to simply get your tuner, jump over to bassist gear corner, get you a tuner, and get that in line. Because the great thing about a tuner is once you click it, once you put it in, it cuts off your signal. So I can play this all day long, and it's tuning me right now. I'm checking it out. I see that's an E. It's right on point, and it disconnects my signal. It interrupts my signal, so I'm not going through the amps, PAs, or nothing. Nobody knows what I'm doing at this point, And then when you're ready to get back into it, you just click it out, Then you're back in the signal chain, ready to get busy. So that's the best way. That I recommend doing that. But if you're at home, this is an easy way. You're just starting out. You don't have a lot of money to go spending, this and that. You just want to learn. So definitely, that's how you're going to do it. Get you an A. Find somebody's got an A. Hit a tuning fork. Nowadays they've got apps. I've got a metronome app on my phone that actually has a tuning an A in there. So just tune to that. Get that anywhere. You can find an A anywhere. And if not, here's one for you. Tune off of that. All right. So you can come back to this video anytime you want to find an A. Right there you go. Okay. So that's your bass guitar standard tuning. Not much more to it than that. Another way, you can just fret the notes, because this 5th fret here, this G is your same note here. So you can play those two together as a chord. Just take it, the G on the D string and the open G. And it should sound like the same note. Okay, it's a little hard because you're fretting this note, and then you've got to go off of memory to get that note in there. That's why the harmonics work better, because it frees up your hand and you can hear what's going on. But here you can hear, you can just hear what's going on. So so you've got your G. Usually what I would do, I would just play this right here. Take the A, you got the A, right? So then you just want to tune the E. You're tuning the E is going to be a little harder, because you just play the E, and then you play the A, and you fret the A on the E string, and then you just go off memory. Just adjust it a little bit, and you keep doing that till you get it right. Okay? But after you get the E string, you can simply do the A. You can hold the A, because you're tuning the D string. So the D is on your A string, D. Okay? So you can do that. What I'll do is I'll hear that note, and I'll just memorize it, and then I'll go up here and tune it. Then just memorize it. Just a little bit off, and then you can just come back and fine tune that just a little. Still a little bit off. Going a little high. There you go. So you're just going off memory. I don't do that way a lot. It's mainly octaves. So that's another way to do it. And then you do the same thing with the G string. You go to your D string, you go to your G on your D string, play it, pluck your open G, and line it up to where it's it sounds the same as that. Okay? So that's just some bass guitar standard tuning. Not a whole lot going on there, but like I say, 440 is your orchestra, is your band orchestra standard tuning. And that's what they tune to. It doesn't make a difference. Just line your A up with that. You got a different hertz, but it's still an A. You can still tell. This A is the same. It's just an octave higher. So, it's just that. It's still an A. The frequency is just a little higher, faster, but it still sounds the same. So you can adjust that. But like I say, recommend the tuner. Get that in there, get in line so you can get that straight, and it just helps you out. You can kick it on when you want to disconnect your signal from going through system, wherever, however you're running things. So hope you got some value out of that. If you did, hit that like button. Help me help you. And I'll catch y'all on the flip flop in the next video. So bye now.